Raider, hey there, you are first. You redeemed it. You are the official actual first. All right, give me a second. I'm going to actually hydrate myself real quick, and we are going to get started. First indeed, yep. Let's see, here's Booze Cam. Whoop. Got a freshly filled hydro flask full of water that I'm going to drink the whole thing of today. Not the whole thing during stream, but, you know, the whole thing today, staying hydrated. Yes. There we go. Yeah, now we're ready to go for sure. All right, let's turn that off and let's take down the starting soon screen and jump right into our saved game. I believe last week we made a launch towards Jewel. We was that when we visited the comet, or was that the week before? I don't know. Time is being weird. But we are, I believe, 3 weeks away. Let's check the alarm. Yes. 21 days, actually it's 23 days until we actually encounter Eve, but we've got a little bit of a margin because we want to do a correction and take a look at it. So this is going to be the big event today. We're going to fly by Eve, and we have a contract about that. Let's take a look. Which one is it? Yes, position a satellite in a tundra orbit around Eve. So this is the main mission here. We're going to try to put our relay satellite in this orbit. Raider says also, thank you, Kaylee Obsidia, for the gifted subscription. Yes, I think she's going to be playing Minecraft today, so I doubt she will be here, but I will pass that along that you said thank you. Yeah, she's been going nuts about that. Very appreciated. But yes, so we have... Do we have all those things? Do we have the Science Junior on it? We'll see. But yeah, we I think we do. That would be interesting. Maybe we don't. But yeah, we're going to have our orbiter that will be a relay back to Kerbal, and our bonus, we're going to try to land something on Eve. And the real challenge there will be slowing down safely. So that's the part that is in question. If we can slow down without burning up in the atmosphere, which is very thick and the gravity is very high, then the parachutes should, in big air quotes, get us safely onto the ground. So, where we will never return from. It is very difficult to return from Eve because the gravity is so high. We've also been accumulating these viewer-redeemed rescue missions that we need to catch up on, so we're going to work on that today as well. And in an attempt to get a head start on that, we are going to launch to the station so that we have the ability to return some Kerbals that we have already rescued, because there is currently no way to return safely from the station. We are We are not in compliance with space safety codes. So, let's go in here, and I think we need to move time forward. I'm not actually sure how much time it's been since our most recent launch, to be totally honest. I believe that was our jewel probe, so we can probably just take a look at that and see how long it's been up in space. But let's open an older craft, the crew transporter. That's the one. I'm gonna make sure it's the one that's not the auto-saved one, the full save, and let's see what we've got. Okay, good. It does have a probe core. It's got the Probodobodyne Hex probe core, and I brought all the crew back from the memorial service for Kaylee Kerman. So we want to make sure that none of them are aboard, because we're not sending people to the station right now. We're hoping to just bring them back. Maybe we'll take one. Tyzon, you can go. He's the pilot who, or she, I guess. She is the pilot who has volunteered, so she can go up and pilot this thing to the space station and then stay there. All right, so yeah, let's go ahead and first, yeah, let's go and check the time. We want to see how long it's been since we did our last launch and make sure that we're letting a couple of weeks pass between launches. So we're going to go to the tracking station. Okay, 19 days. That's when we launched the Jewel Exploration Probe. Yes, so we are good to go for a launch. The launch pad has been refurbished. The rocket has been built and rolled out to the pad. Well, we're about to roll it out to the pad now, and we can do our launch. Let's double check the crew again because, okay, it's the same. All right, launch. And it's being rolled out to the pad right now, and it looks like we're going to have a night launch. Getting a little stretch here. All right. Yes, and our spotlights are making this look good, even though it is in the middle of the night. So let's choose somewhere to watch this from. Maybe we'll just do our onboard camera. That was bright inside the fairing. There we go. Fun thing about the shaders in here is that these lights are also illuminating the inside of this part. So if the part's illuminated, it's illuminated inside and out. It's a little bit weird, especially since other than that it does shadows pretty well. But it looks like our staging is good, and let's stability assist on and throttle up, and actually looks like we don't have a booster cam, so let's watch it from the BAB, our favorite spot for launching these watches, for watching these launches. Set position. Let's watch it from on top of the helicopter pad right there. And yep, we've got a real nice view there. Let's turn on our flight recorder and watch our altitude, our acceleration, and our dynamic pressure. And we are go for launch in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and liftoff. Carrying Tyzon Kerman to the space station with the ability, oh, there's the moon, awesome. Ability to bring Kerbonauts home. And the vehicle is pitching downrange. Not nearly as aggressively as I'd like, but that's okay. We have extra delta V on this thing. The vehicle is supersonic. Reached maximum aerodynamic pressure. Coming up on solid motor burnout. We have SRB burnout and separation. And we're coming up on main engine cutoff. We have main engine cutoff, stage separation, and second engine start. And hello there, Gennaro. Welcome to the stream. Asking, how do I get this camera? This is a mod called Camera Tools. So I was able to choose the camera target, and it's dark enough. We're going to go ahead and get out of this camera mode and go to telemetry mode there. And also we're going to separate the fairing. There we go. Kerbal Cross, yes. Raider's a fan of those as well. I like them quite a bit. But yes, it's a mod called Camera Tools, and I really like it. You can also do fun things like this. If we turn on Auto Flyby, then clear the position, we can do... Let's get into this mode. We can do these cinematic shots like this. Our trajectory is a little bit odd for that one, but yeah, if you see some of these things on YouTube where people have done some wild cinematics, chances are they were using camera tools to get those shots, and there's some really cool ones on YouTube for sure. Let's close that. And yeah, now we're just following this thing up to orbit. We're actually going to go for an apoapsis of 150, like GTA. Is there a similar mod for GTA Raider? I played a lot of GTA, but I haven't ever played it modded or had much fun with the cameras, really. I just played it. Same cinematic camera mode. Okay, cool, yes. Ah! Fantasy Animal Vegan, you jerk. I broke my tool. Oh, welcome. And that is extra traumatic right now, Fantasy, because I've been clearing out a whole bunch of netherrack on the first SMP, and I've broken multiple netherite pickaxes and had all sorts of hard times. It's all good, though. But yes. Welcome. Good to see you here. You guys gonna fight the dragon tonight, I take it, for Craftwell. That'll be fun. Alright, so we're getting our apoapsis up and our periapsis as well. I'm actually going to pitch up a little bit. We're going to need to do that. You hide in the Enderman emergency shelter. I actually accidentally angered some zombified piglins, and no matter what, they just would not de-aggro me. Even when I was hiding in a hole for like half an hour while doing other things, they just wouldn't de-aggro. It was maddening. Where are we flying to, says Fantasy Animal Vegan? This rocket is flying up to Arcadia Station to deliver this capsule, which can hold 3, but is carrying only 1 right now because we need a way to bring Kerbals back home. And currently there's nothing docked to the station to bring them home, so that's not okay. We're very much violating the space safety code. Space OSHA has some questions for us, and we'd like to be able to give them the right answers. But yeah, we've rescued some Kerbals, but we need to bring them home, and we can't do it without a capsule that has a heat shield and parachutes, so that's what this has. And we are waiting. We have 21 days in-game before we need to take a look at our Eve probe and make sure that it is on a good trajectory. And shortly after that, it will be passing by Eve, and we're going to see if we can get it to a nice capture orbit. And as a bonus, we're going to try to land a lander onto the surface of Eve. And if it can survive reentry, then I'm very confident, but we're going to have to be very careful about that because of the speed that it is going. But yeah, that'll be worth some really good science if we can do that successfully. And here we go. Alright, we have our apoapsis barely under 150 kilometers, which is the altitude of our space station. And we have almost 5 minutes until we get there, and our periapsis is already a positive number, which is great. So it's going to take barely a nudge to get a good stable orbit once we're there. So we're going to point prograde. We're going to time warp just a bit till we're right at the apoapsis, which is the highest point of our parabolic arc. And there's sunrise right there, so we've got nice illumination now, and you guys can actually see the spacecraft. 1 minute away. 30 seconds. After you turn 40, says Fantasy, be sure to get your periapsis checked. Oh no. Ask your doctor about periapsis. Yeah, we're right at the apoapsis and we are burning, and now we have a safe orbit. We're going to circularize at 150 kilometers, and then we're going to plan our... There we go, that's close enough. Plan our approach to Arcadia Station. Let's turn stations on, there we go. That's the old one that exploded. There's Arcadia Station, let's set it as our target. And let's see... Let's get to here, which is where we're going to have our intersect. And then let's burn prograde so that we can widen our orbit, make it take longer, and let the station catch up with us. This is not the most efficient way to do it, but we have lots of Delta V to spare, so this is how we do it. This is the easiest way, even if not the most efficient. Alright, let's pin that. And we have a bit of an inclination, too. So let's also burn anti-normal, since it's the ascending node. And that will fix our inclination as well. Good enough on the inclination. We're going to watch this. It's going to recalculate at any moment, and then it's going to come around to meet. Come on, game. Recalculate this. Do it. Do it for me. What a butt this game can be sometimes. There we go. Okay. Yeah. It recalculated it way later than I wanted it to, so we're actually going to adjust this a little bit more the other way. Yeah, it should have been recalculating this earlier than that, but it didn't. So we overburned just slightly. Let's use our maneuvering thrusters to fine-tune this. It looks like 1.2 kilometer approach is the best we're going to get from here, and that is actually pretty great, and we can work with it. So now we're going to turn off our maneuvering thrusters, and we're going to be there in 1 hour and 34 minutes. So let's go here. And that'll give us a few minutes before our approach to fine-tune it. Let's get out of the map view as well. Look at the target. Okay, we're 115 kilometers away. And we want to point retrograde to the target so that we can slow down, because we're going 420 meters per second relative to the target, which is definitely too fast. And we will reach it in 4 minutes. Right, there it is, under 100 kilometers. And we're going to slow down. That's also widening our approach to it. Oh, jeez. Shipwreck. Shipwreck doing his command, and it got me. Shipwreck, you butt. Getting a free jump square. A jump scare. Jump square? What's a jump square, Dan? Jump scare. That's amazing. We're 85 kilometers away. Let's slow down some more, and that's also widening our approach, which is not what we want, so... Which way is it drifting? That's the question. Let's get closer. It's drifting that way, so in theory, and this is easier the closer we get, in theory, if I burn from over here, yes, that is lowering the distance at our closest approach, our separation at approach. As well as slowing us down. Jump Square says Shipwreck. Also, thanks for the host, Shipwreck. Is a jump scare in Minecraft because, you know, blocks. And with the Boozinate. Okay, we got a Boozinate while we're approaching our station. We got my Elefino double IPA again, my favorite one. And there it is. Thank you, Shipwreck. You are first to Boozinate. Raider was first because he redeemed first. Alright, and yeah, this that it's showing is this approach, but this one is much closer, and it'll be the one that we see up in the HUD after we pass this one. You're making homemade spaghetti sauce and meatballs. Are you going to share? What? Ban Raider? I mean, that's up to you, Shipwreck. You're my moderator, and I'd never argue with a moderator. Ever. Alright, yeah, we're catching up to Arcadia Station. And we're 23 kilometers away. It's above us now. Slow down. Down to about 300 meters per second. Oh, that uses up that stage, so that's going to be space junk now. Separate and ignite that stage. There we go. 200 meters per second, that's pretty good. So, Shipwreck says, no, I like Raider. He can do and say whatever he likes here, as long as he follows pizza. And there's a shout out for pizza. Should we follow spaghetti and meatballs as well? Let's see. Can we get a shout out for spaghetti and meatballs? I just want to see. I'm gonna laugh so hard if Pizza logs back into Twitch someday and is like, hold on, why am I getting these follows when I haven't streamed in forever? And why am I a VIP in Danbear Pig 82? Who is that? I really hope Pizza shows up someday. That would be epic. All right, we're 2.25 kilometers away, so we have the little lag spike. Oh, and we are going way too fast. Pass by. Let's just point retrograde. I'm not going to pass by too much, but yeah, we're going faster than I intended. Spaghetti and meatballs. There's the shout out. Okay, this is actually pretty good. We've had way worse overshoots before. This is not bad at all. Let's I'm gonna click on that. Is that real? It has to be. Yes, it is, with one follower. And they've never streamed, I think, so. What's this, Shipwreck? Lag spike? Need me to admin your PC for you? I mean, I could trust you, right, Shipwreck? Obviously. Alright, let's make a good approach to that station. So what happens there is that all the ships are packed up and put basically on rails for the sake of saving PC performance. But this is like loading the chunk that the station is in, basically. And so now this is loaded and physics are being calculated on every single part. And that is why the frame rate in this game is almost entirely CPU dependent, because there's nothing for the GPU to render until the game is like, all right, well, here's what the physics is doing. So I can change that with a mod, the distance, but 2.25 kilometers is pretty good. I enjoyed the 10,000 booster rocket. Oh, okay. There's a rocket I need to show you, Shipwreck, a real life rocket that is very much like these Kerbal ones. In, you know, number of boosters and such. Okay, I need to point again towards the station. Let's make sure that we actually get to it. Wish you can add boosters to the car things. You can. shipwreck. And here's the thing. I have one ready for Captain Kerbal Spacey Kerman to do stunt driving on, but we haven't seen King Kong in a couple months now. I was getting concerned, but I saw that he was playing a game the other day, like a few weeks ago. So I think he's all right, but I think I am gonna. I just haven't done it yet. Just contact him and say, hey, if you are a busy guy, would you like me to just do the stunt driving and send you the clip? The same way as how last week we had the memorial service for Kaylee Kerman, who drew that cat right there, even though she wasn't able to make it because of other obligations IRL. All right, we're coming up on the station, and we can see the rescue ship docked there, and it has been working, but we can't bring the guys home without doing what we're doing right now. This thing is fighting me. There we go. So let's do a control from here and activate that camera, and we're going to do the rest of this using the maneuvering thrusters. Don't tell people she's doing exactly like that. I'll do what I want. All right. Time warp just a bit. And let's choose this docking port right here. And line up. Oh, we've got another one up here too. I forgot that we had done that. So this is perfect. We have 2 of these, and we can actually bring people home now. Shipwreck says, hey, have you heard of the new game called Stray? You play as a stray cat. I sure have. I actually heard about that one when it was announced years ago and was fascinated, and I really want to play it. Oh man, I've been in some of my quote-unquote spare time, which I don't have any actual spare time, I just avoiding responsibilities time. Been playing Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, which is a kind of sequel to the Borderlands games. It's an interesting one, has been pretty fun. But yeah, I've been grinding away hard on the first SMP. Wait a second, what is this you're saying? Modders added a mod that lets you add your actual cat as the main character. Now I have to play it. Dang it. Now I have to play it 3 times. That's what. So maybe I do something like that after I do Overlord on the whatever Wednesdays. Because that sounds amazing. Maybe I get it for my wife and get her to stream it. That'd be fun. There we go. The magnets resisted, but we did it. We got it. Okay, so yeah, we have 2 of these. And oh yeah, this one has 2 passengers already. We've got Pee Wee Kerman and Issa Kerman. We also need to bring this piece back for analysis for fully completing a contract. We also need to bring more fuel, and we want to bring a bigger fuel tank this time since we have bigger ones available. Who have we got on board? There's Raider. He's here today. He's our main pilot for this rescue craft. Let's see, we also have Bowsy as the co-pilot. Alpin is our engineer up there. Danbear Derp is another pilot. Optimus Prime is another engineer. Eric Uspensky, not one redeemed by a viewer, is another pilot. And yeah, Pee-wee and Issa, a pilot and an engineer that we have recently rescued. And they need to be brought home. So, yeah, this is going to be interesting. Let's send fuel up here now. This lets us pass 2 weeks and gets us almost to our Eve encounter. That is going to be the main event today. First let's get rid of this. Let's deorbit the empty fuel tank. So we're going to want our space forklift. Undock. Excuse me, but what was that? Spotlight collided with Mark II Clamptron. What the heck? We lost a spotlight on the space forklift. We lost one of the RCS arms? What is happening here? Okay, that is a game derp. Look at that. Those are attached, but not properly. Let's... What the heck? Thanks, game. I hate it. Let's unlock these. There we go. That put it back. All right. But, yeah, for whatever reason, it decided to smack that against nothing. We're okay. We're just missing a spotlight. I'm not going to argue with my mods. I'm just going to state my case that I believe that I did not derp, but the game code itself is what actually derped, which we've seen before. Shipwreck. All right, let's activate this camera and control from here. Well, at least we got a nice boom, right? That was fun. Stations. We want Arcadia Station as our target so we can spot it on the nav ball. There we go. That was a little bit of unexpected excitement. Mod derp, yep. Shipwreck says, I mean, 80% of those derps are from Setson. That's true. That's true. Hashtag fire Setson. Alright, we need to line up with this docking port here on the empty fuel tank. And that does it right there. Should make a command only I can activate fire Setson. Would it be funnier if only you could activate that shipwreck, or would it be funnier if everyone but Setson could activate it? Whether they're VIP or mod or not. Both could work. That would be very funny. Alright, I'm gonna work on something for that. Because I like that idea. Alright. Setson has been streaming at 4 a.m. for me. I've been getting notifications that he went live after I wake up. Very rude of him. That's a very Twiglet thing to do. Alright, we have detached this empty fuel tank. Let's pull it away from the station. Time warp so we can get some distance. Pop Setson's actual Minecraft. Setson's actual Minecraft skin on fire. Oh, I could do something fun in replay mod with that. I'll just steal Setson's skin, set myself on fire, and just run around a bit and green screen that. I could do it the same way I do things like, let's see, let's find a shipwreck one. Here we go. I'm going to replay this. Oh, wait, no, we're not in Minecraft. Okay, that's me derping. The Minecraft one, not the Kerbal one. Jeez, Dan. Jeez. I'd love to know how you do those. Maybe I'll do a tutorial, actually. I could do that. I could stream that in the Discord, actually. That would be fun. All right, let's point retrograde in orbit. And it looks like we are going to want a little bit of clearance from the station, so let's lock the camera so we can actually see what my controls are doing here. There we go. That's the one. we don't want to re-impact the station. And we need to get our periapsis below 70 kilometers. We've been aiming for about 30 or 40. That will do, and let's undock. Space forklift. And let's pull away and set Arcadia Station as our target again. And then let's hurry back to Arcadia Station. Let's set this as our camera. There we go. Oh, does that too. There we go. We can retrograde to this target. And full throttle. There we go. Woo! Alright. Let's get an intersect with the station. Alright, 320 meters, that's pretty good. Something says I have to make so many stupid commands so that you get a command and you get a command. Oh, I should. The last ones I did, I was using ZF's green screen resource pack. But I want to try out the green screen features in the complementary shaders. Help me, Setson. I did not. When did I do that? I would never argue with a mod. I guess I did. Hey, Satan, welcome. Satan with the Boozenate, sniping it from Shipwreck. Setswreck. Shipson. And with the Hydrate. And I'm carefully watching our range to Arcadia Station. We're 1.5 kilometers away. I'm just going to keep the lid off of my Hydro Flask, actually. Make this simpler. There we go. Look at me multitasking. Go. Boost cam off. Boom. Shipwreck with the derpy aria with the sunglasses, and you're drinking from a bottle. Yes. Most of the boozes around here these days have switched from bottles to cans, unfortunately, which is very frustrating to me. I much prefer a bottle. But this time, I went ahead and I haven't gotten my my favorite, the Elefino Double IPA, in quite a while, and I splurged and got that one, a whole case of that. And so yeah, bottle time. Alright, we're getting close. Slow all the way down. There we go. And there's the station right there, and we're going to want to dock so that we are ready to grab the next fuel tank. Let's do this one here. There we go. And then what we're going to want to do is send a very large fuel tank, which we will need to design. And we're also going to want to take with it a heat shield and some parachutes so that we can recover Issa's scrap. Did it animate that? Because I didn't catch that if it did. I heard the thing. And there's the Discord link. Yes, join the Discord if you're not in that. You'll get information about joining our community Minecraft server there as well. Didn't see anything? Okay. That's interesting, because I haven't investigated it since that discovery. It was too funny. I didn't mind it at all. But yeah, that's an interesting one for sure. And hopefully we have enough clearance here that it doesn't think, okay, maybe we're going to randomly have your your spotlight just smack into a part that it's not actually touching. Thanks, game. Full speed ahead, not quite. Not this time. Just lining up to the docking port. And actually, we're going to slow down. And docking. There we go. Elon could do it faster. Elon, I'll have you know, does not do it faster. Elon does it much, much slower. What Elon does do much faster is land the rockets on the surface, so there's that. Alright, so yeah, there is that done. So let's now, yeah, we definitely need fuel. This thing is basically running on fumes now, so let's go back to the Space Center. We need to let 2 weeks pass so that we can do our next launch, and then let's launch a very large fuel tank. And then after that launch, the next event will be the big one, our encounter with Eve. Alright, so yeah, 21 days, so let's go until there are 7 days left until that Eve encounter. But yeah, if I tried to approach the International Space Station at the speed that I just did that docking, I would never be allowed to do it again. Can we launch a car into orbit? I do need to take a rover, the upgraded rover that we looked at last time. So that's in the not too distant future. Probably not today. Maybe the next time. Which won't be next week because we're going to have a bonus First Craft stream weekend. Since it's summer and we have more people available than usual. Bet you didn't know about that, did you, Shipwreck? Wait. Alright, 7 days. Let's just double check at mission control. I'm looking specifically for more rescue contracts because I have fewer redeemed rescues than I have contracts to rename. So we need to complete some of these so that I can get some more of them up on the list. So let's pop into the VAB. And let's make something new here. And what we have available, our old fuel tank looked like this. Let's pick it up. Big fuel tank, yeah, 2.1 is what we were calling it, and it was our modified one that had some cargo available on it. But, and this carries 2,880 units of liquid fuel and the appropriate amount of oxidizer to go with it to the station. But we can do better than that now. So we need to start, as always, with a probe course. We're going to do the Probodobodyne Hex, currently the best probe core we have available and has been for quite a while. Soon, hopefully, we'll have a better one. And then, let's look at our fuel tanks and see what the biggest ones we have available, I think, are these here, currently. Yes, this one here. It's shorter than that other one, but it carries significantly more fuel, about 1.5 times as much fuel as that other one. So what I think I want to do, let's flip this upside down. There we go, and let's just double check. Actually, we have this orange one available, so let's do the orange texture. There we go. Yeah, we're gonna put the Space Shuttle orange installation on there. So no need to put that upside down just to have the black stripes opposite each other anymore. There we go, and so this will be 3 times as much fuel as we previously were taking to the station. Shipwreck says, I'm gonna go eat my biscotti and mothballs and I'll be back later. Enjoy, Shipwreck. Post a picture in the Discord for us. Alright, so now we need to add cargo to it. don't have a huge one, so this will do. Enjoy your lurk and your biscotti and mothball. Fuel tanks, let's see. I think we have an adapter as well for this very large size. Question is which one? Not that one, that's too small. Not that one. Maybe we don't. And that's okay. Thanks for the shout out for Satan. Wait a second. Yes, the shout out for Satan. Satan, if you start streaming, you better let me know so that I can watch. Because oh, here we go. Yes. All right, yeah, let's do this. And is there an orange version? Yes. Okay, and this will carry even more. Even more fuel. So this is going to be a very heavy payload. Let's see. Yeah, I think this is what we want. So now we need to go into structural, and let's put a nice looking cap on the end of this thing. Like that. We're going to need to clip that through. And this will carry our cargo. So before we forget to do that, we want the, let's see, the size of the part is this here. So let's double check, make sure we have the right size heat shield. I think that's 1.25 meters across. So this one here, yep, that's the one that fits. So let's open this. Pop that in there. Isa, hey there. We are currently working on a way to bring your spaceship home, your broken spaceship that we rescued a week or two ago. So Isa Kerman has been rescued and is on the space station, and we are working on the way to get her down safely to the planet. So basically the ship itself, we can get Isa Kerman down, but the contract also wants to recover the ship and analyze it. So we need a way to safely do that. So we are taking a heat shield and some parachutes to attach to it. And since we've had some issues with that in the past and lost a Kerbal, I don't want that to happen again. We are not going to return it with Isa Kerman aboard, and we are going to do this a little bit differently. So, and that reminds me, we need to also add a probe core to it. There we go. So I missed the first part, but made this. That's good, says Isa. Yeah, welcome to the stream, Isa. Good to see you here. Let's see. Utility is where the parachutes are. So the other side, we're going to need this here. The Mark 16 parachute should be plenty for that. Okay, so those three parts. But we're gonna need those more, so why not bring a few more along? And so how many of these can we bring? So we have other ones of these to rescue. Okay, and that would be too much right there. So let's just bring 2 sets. And so this is a little cargo canister, actually a big cargo canister, on the biggest fuel tank by far that we will have ever sent to the space station. So now, thank you, says Isa. Yes. And I'm going to shout you out. Shipwreck was here, but he went to go eat some spaghetti, so... Oh, caps lock is on. So, for those of you watching who are not Isa, you should go and watch Isa do some really cool watercolor paintings. And I'm saving up points so that I can have her do a sketch of my Minecraft skin. Isa says, guess what kind of beer I'm having tonight? You won't believe it. Is it an IPA? Because that's what I've got. Oh, there it is. Double IPA right there. We are also going to want some batteries on this. Right here. Just a couple of little batteries. Medium-sized ones, I guess. Now let's do these ones. There we go. It is indeed an IPA, but Is it a grapefruit IPA? It's a banana IPA. Oh, wow. I had a banana muffins beer. It wasn't an IPA once, and it was interesting. It tasted like I had just eaten a banana muffin and now was drinking a beer with it. So that was a fascinating one. And let's see. This thing is going to be a beast to maneuver. An absolute beast. So, what is this? Isa what emote? That's amazing. It doesn't sound too great. It was better than it sounds. It was actually pretty good. It's not really my style, but I enjoyed it, so that's a thing. So I'm debating whether I want to put some RCS ports on there, some reaction control thrusters. I'm kind of proud of that emote. That emote is fantastic. Let's see, can I put... I'm not sure I'm subscribed. I don't know if I can do it. Yes, I am. Let's do that and my cat together. That one was drawn by my friend Kaylee, so who is the one that we lost on a rescue mission, unfortunately. We also need a docking port on the end, so let's do, yeah, coupling, Temprotron docking port. Let's not multiply that a bunch of times, so we only need the one right there. And now we can clip this up in here a little bit. There's just structural space here, so I feel very justified doing that. The batteries are housed in that structure there. Follow them now. Yeah, she's a lot of fun too. Yeah, I have several artists now that I follow. I've got you, I've got Kaylee, and I've got Supreme Doom, and I've had great times in all three streams. Okay, so we also need solar panels on this. Just little guys. It just has to keep itself charged on its way up to the station. Let's put 6 of them on there. And let's make them flush with the thing. Come on. There we go. There we go. Very close to flush. Luli! Hey there. Oh, Luli with the Boozinate. Alright, let's have a gulp of this IPA here. There we go. Lily's saying, just dropping in real quick to say hello and for this. Supreme Doom, I wonder who that is. Yes. Hey, Lily, I was going to redeem that, says Isa. Isa redeems the hydrate. Get some water too. Thank you, Isa. Keep Hangover Dan at bay. A giant hydro flask full. There's Lily with both cat emotes. That's amazing. It looks like they are staring each other down. I think, honestly, they both look like they're from that one meme. But, like, flipped around horizontally. That's hilarious. I kind of love it. They would be best friends. Alright, thank you, Isa. Thank you, Lily. Okay, so what else do we need? This is a gigantic fuel tank, more than 3 times as much fuel capacity as the last refuel missions that we were doing, so this will last much longer. And I think we have everything that we need. There's an antenna included in that that probe core, and it doesn't need to be very powerful since we have so many relays around Kerbin. So I think this is all we need for this. Although we also need docking port on the back so that we can grab it with the space forklift. And I don't really want to put one of these on the bottom as well, but I think I have to. Yeah, let's do it. This is gonna get really heavy. Yeah, for the aesthetics, I think I have to, because now I'm going to put one of those structural guys on it, one of these little end caps, and a docking port. We'll have bigger docking ports soon. We haven't unlocked that technology yet, but we will. Speak of the devil, says Issa, Alvin just came in screaming. Is that the name of that cat? Lily says, love you guys, have fun. Thank you, Lily, and you as well. Have fun. Thanks for dropping by to say hello and boozinating me. Issa says, and now he's on my shoulders. Oh, man. My cats are allowed in this office if they will stop and sleep on their little perch. At some point, I need to set up a cat cam. But chances are they will come in here and not sleep on the perch. They will try to walk around behind my monitors and on my keyboard, and then they'll start biting cords, and I can't let them do that. So that's the thing. All right, so let's lock these so that this fuel is not used up by the launcher. The regular decouplers don't allow cross-feed of fuel by default, but these docking ports do, and we've run into that as an issue in the past. Cats are great, says Isa. Yes, they are. They're nuisances, and I like them quite a lot. Alright, so now we're going to have that docking port, and that is going to be what we'll put the launcher on. And we haven't made our next generation super heavy launcher. I'm waiting for even bigger fuel tanks before we do that, so we can put a whole ton of huge engines on the bottom. But for now, we need to go back to fuel tanks and grab more of these guys. Whoop, not that size, this size. But I don't like this gap, so we're going to do, I think it's under payload, yeah, the Airstream protective shell, the fairing, and we're going to make an interstage fairing like this, and just like that, I think. Alt and left click. There we go, and now that is an interstage fairing. And we don't want to stage that. We do want to stage this. There we go. So this will be our decoupler, basically. Well said, says Isa, yes. And we're not going to do anything with that, I think. Actually, yes, we are. Yeah, we'll do 6 sides, and we'll give it a decent amount of ejection force. And we definitely want this to be auto strut to the root part there, because we don't want wobbling here. We want this to be very solid. There we go, and that should do that. Let's make it orange to match the fuel tank. We usually go with the silver one, but let's go orange this time. All right, and now we need several of these, or one of them at least. So let's see what our engines are, because we're going to need something pretty strong for the upper stage. He says he sat down on top of my mouse and drooled over my keyboard. I take it back. He's not great. What is this? The derpy emote. That's amazing. Isa, I like your emotes. They're great. All right. So what are our options for the upper stage? These are little on the powerful side. Okay, that one's 400 kilonewtons. So that's an option. We'll put that on there for now. 400 kilonewtons with an ISP of 310 in a vacuum. 75 kilonewtons, but way more ISP. I don't think 400 kilonewtons is going to be enough, actually. So that's 1500 kilonewtons, though. That's too much. 160, 650. Let's do the skipper. That's 1.5 times as powerful as this. Oh no, we got another masterpiece from Satan, Kerman San Diego. Oh my gosh. Okay, so one of the reasons we're working on this is because we need to catch up on our rescue missions so that we can be offered more rescue missions to rename for viewers, because I keep getting pure gold like this. That's great, Satan. So Kerman San Diego, oh, what would she be? Would she be a pilot because she's, you know, the mastermind? Would she be an engineer or would she be a scientist? Yeah, let's do the truss mounted one. That looks good on there. Science or pilot? Yeah, well, I mean, I think I need more scientists. I don't know. I feel like pilot feels better for a Kerman San Diego. Where in orbit is Kerman San Diego? Nice. All right, let me go to my notes here, and I'm gonna write that one down. Kerman San Diego pilot. Because I still don't have a Luli Kerman in here yet. I definitely need a one. And this is going to need... Oh, yeah, we need a bigger engine than this. Half on the thrust-to-weight ratio, 0.5. Okay, so that's 650 kilonewtons. I think we need a vector. We need the vector on here. Yeah, that's much better. And it's pretty efficient, so that also increased the delta V, and it dramatically increased the cost. But that's okay. We're gonna need more fuel. This is going to be a horrendously expensive rocket, but it will be worth it. Okay, and that's still significantly better. And we have 1,300 meters per second of delta V, and that's not counting this fuel. If we really need to, we can tap into that fuel. We've done it in the past. And here's where we'll do what I was thinking of doing before, and I'm gonna flip that one around just for the aesthetics. There we go. Look at that. Black rim on the top and the bottom. All right, so now we need... Yeah, let's go ahead and stage that fairing. Now we need a coupler. We need the biggest one we've got. TD37. Okay, that's gross. That means we need an engine plate. Dang it. That increases the weight of the rocket by half a ton. Gross. Gross, gross, gross. And we don't want to stage that. Like that. Ah, that's right. That's how you use this. Put that there and that there. Okay, now we have a much better looking interstage fairing there. And I guess I could do something like that here as well, but I kind of would rather not. That will do just fine. So now we've got this. Not staged. That's perfect. It's got the shroud. Okay, but this will be staged. And now we need the most massive of booster stages. So let's fuel tanks this. And let's, again, flip this. But then we're going to need to copy that. There we go. And then on the bottom, we're going to need something huge. So let's do, so this vector engine is an analog for the Space Shuttle main engine. It's a very efficient, very balanced high thrust engine, 1,000 kilonewtons. But this is 4 of them in one assembly. But it weighs more than 4 of these. No, it weighs less than 4 of these. Okay, so 4 tons times 4 would be 16 tons. But this is 15 tons, so yes, we want that. Absolutely, we want that. And that gives us barely enough thrust to get off the ground. So we definitely are going to need, well, first off, we're also going to need more fuel, I think, because this only gives us a 1.5 kilometers meters per second delta V, but instead I think we're going to do massive solid rocket boosters on the outside. So let's go back to coupling. Let's grab our radial decouplers. We're only going to do one, and then we're going to copy it. And then let's see, engines. What's our biggest one? We've got the Pollux solid fuel booster, which has 5,800 units of solid fuel, 16,000 on the Clydesdale. I think that's the biggest one. There's the Thoroughbred, if that's too big. But yeah, this, that should look familiar. That's modeled after the ones on the space shuttle itself. So that's probably what we want. This thing already costs 120,000 Spaceos. Let's try this. Let's see what 4 of these will do. Are you going upside down? Oh, because I'm on upside down fuel tank, that's why. Did I get it on straight? Looks like I did. Excellent. Look how thick that is. Alright, let's slide it down. And let's pop an aerodynamic nose cone on the top. Too big. There's the right size right there. And also we want some engines to assist this in its separating from the rocket. So if we put some Separatron motors down here, firing upwards, that will induce torque and help it get away from this rocket, and aerodynamics will push it away. So it's probably okay this way, but it's so big that I don't want to just trust that. So engines, Separatron, let's do, put 3 of them on each booster, like that. So now let's pick it up from the decoupler and do 4-way symmetry. And yeah, if I put them up here like that, there we go. Line it up about like that. Okay, that is huge, and it is very expensive. So we've got all of these are the Separatrons. Are they though? There we go. Yes. Alright, so we want those in the same stage as the decouplers. And now we want this in the stage that activates first. Interesting. I'm dubious of what's happening here. Oh, okay. They are copied that way. I see. Alright, that makes more sense now. Alright, so now we have very good thrust-to-weight ratio throughout. So the, I think the Saturn V rocket had about a 1.8, 1.85 thrust-to-weight ratio at launch. And stopping before 4 Gs is pretty good. Excuse me. So yeah, 1.66 will definitely get off the ground. And we have just enough to get into orbit. So there's a good chance we will be tapping into this fuel reserve, but we'll see. So yeah, this stage combined with this stage will almost get us into orbit, which is perfect. That means these will be separated and drop back into the atmosphere and not litter space, where Kefri Bezos is cleaning up upper orbit. And then this stage will gently take us the rest of the way, hopefully all the way to the space station. That's the idea anyway. And let's do one more thing. Let's put a probe core under here so that this can deorbit itself if it has fuel left. I'm just gonna pop it right there. There we go, and our fairing's gone. Boo! Edit fairing. Click. There we go. I'm Alright, this is monstrous. Let's... Okay, these will burn for 1 minute and 20 seconds. That's pretty good. So let's put some aerodynamic fins on them, just to get a little bit more stability off the pad. Just like that. That'll be enough. Okay, so this is Big Fuel Tank 3.0. Save, and let's put our launch clamps on and roll this monster out to the pad. And I think this will be fine. Yes, let's also auto-strut these. Because they are going to wobble a lot if we don't. We also need them to be a little bit farther down. There we go. There was a little bit of clipping there that I didn't like. And finally, oh, Raider with the Boozinate. Let's drink to this massive rocket. Thank you, Raider. Let's put some spotlights on this in case we launch at night. Alright, like that. Let's bring them out here to the ground, and let's rotate them. That, and let's turn them on and see how they look. Not too bad. It's hard to really see, but because we're illuminated, but that should be enough. let's do it. Let's save this again, and we are at our launch window. Let's double check our staging. That looks good. This tall guy, jeez. All right, yep, let's launch it. This is the biggest thing we've ever launched. And it's not guaranteed that it'll actually make it, but we're going to try. We have enough money that we can afford an expensive experiment like this. Yeah, we don't even have an aerodynamic nose cone on the top, and that is fine. It's not going to actually need one because it's not going to be going fast enough while the atmosphere is thick enough for that to be a problem. At least that is what I suspect. We should have put a camera on the outside. We'll do that later. Let's use the camera tools mod. Set the target. Let's watch the fairing. That's a pretty good spot. And set the position right here on the ledge, right there. Turn off the auto flyby. There we go. Look at this huge monster. All right, MechJeb flight recorder on. We want altitude, we want acceleration, and we want dynamic pressure. Stability assist is on. Throttle is up. All right, and we are go for launch. Kit says you don't need to be aerodynamic if you're fast enough. Wait a minute. What I'm mostly worried about is protecting these parts from extreme heat. Issa says, I hope after a year in chemical engineering that I'll have a bit more understanding of some of these things. Very nice. It's looking very impressive, though. Well, I hope it flies as impressively as it looks. Let's find out. All right, we are go for launch in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and liftoff of Big Fuel Tank 3.0. Look at the glare from the sun across the ocean. There's the sun. vehicle is pitching downrange. There's the moon. Oh, that's so cool. I need to make like a cinematic or something. That would be great. Yeah, this thing, I don't dare pitch over harder than this. Vehicle is supersonic, but I do wish we were a little bit more inclined at this point, but that's okay. We've reached maximum aerodynamic pressure. Looking good. Everything is normal. We're coming up on solid motor cutoff. Motor? I said booster and motor at the same time. We have SRB burnout and separation. Oh, a perfect correlative cross. Look at that. We're pitching over more, and our next event will be main engine cutoff. That was just beautiful. Let's close this and go into telemetry view. Yeah, definitely need to put an onboard camera so we can watch that from the rocket itself. We have MECO, stage separation, and second engine start, and we need to pitch way down. And yes, we'll find out if this has enough fuel to actually get where we want, and our apoapsis is already where we want it, so I'm going to actually pitch even farther down. But if we need to, we will tap into this gigantic fuel tank. I mean, this thing is huge. Safety is entirely different in this kit. Yes, exactly. And yeah, I love the camera view as well. Camera Tools mod is so good. Okay. Can stop compensating so much for that. But yeah, we want to get our apoapsis to about 150 kilometers, but not higher. And we're watching our periapsis rise. Glad we went with a 1,000 kilonewton engine for our upper stage. This is by far the most powerful upper stage we've made, and it is completely necessary. Oh my gosh. So Kit, this thing is about 3.5 times as much fuel capacity as the previous refuel missions that we were doing. We got wider diameter, and each of these tanks, these two tanks, has about 1.5 times the fuel of the previous entire refuel mission. Yeah, that's why this thing is huge. This one has about 2/3 of the capacity of the previous refuel mission. So yeah, the previous refuel mission is about this big compared to these guys. Yeah, it's wild. I'm not sure we're gonna actually make it to orbit here. We're gonna find out. Hopefully. I mean, our periapsis is rising, so landing this on Eve. I could get this to Eve. There's enough fuel that if I enabled, or if I unlocked these and let them feed this engine, yeah, we could get to Eve. We would not be landing, we'd be burning up in the atmosphere, that's for sure. But no, we are 1 week away from our Eve encounter, so that's the next big event. And it is the main event for this stream. Right, things are looking better. We're getting very close to the apoapsis, but I'm pleased so far with how the periapsis is rising. And yeah, I think we are going to have to tap into the fuel tank a bit, but that is okay. Fact, let's go ahead and deploy this. I don't trust that staging. There we go. Let's unlock this one. Doesn't look like it's drawing from it, but we can transfer the fuel manually if we need to, and I think we will need to. Oh wait, no, the delta V went up, so interesting. Okay, now we're drawing from that. Okay, so that's interesting. I expected it to draw from all three together, but no, we're good. Yeah, we're fine. And yet we have a positive periapsis, we have a safe orbit. We're going to circularize at about 150 kilometers and then plan our approach to the space station. There it is, right there. Beautiful. So yeah, this on the first try is behaving very nicely. We've got our spare parts for returning capsules from rescues. And now we need to set Arcadia Station as our target. We're right here. And let's get over to this intersect here and then burn prograde. And that's coming up in 15 minutes. So let's warp to here. Continue warping just a bit. Thank you for the shout out for Issa Shipwreck. She is indeed cool enough to deserve multiple shout outs. Definitely follow Issa if you haven't. Worth doing it for some very fun watercolor painting on stream. And wow, this thing. Maybe we will add to the next iteration some reaction control thrusters, because we're at 4 times speed and this is how fast it is rotating. But we'll be all right. Let's just add a tiny bit of thrust to help with the rotation. There we go. Let's pin this. Alright, and we're going to watch this come all the way around, and yeah, we're going to have to... Jeez, this thing is hungry. How's your spaghetti, Shipwreck? This is still going to be far more fuel than we've ever delivered at once to the station. But yeah, I think we're actually going to have to worry about more efficient approaches to the station from now on. Get this as close as possible. There we go. 3 kilometers. That's pretty good. Let's see. What do we get? Oh, there's the shipwreck command, which isn't showing the animation right now, which is interesting. So it's interesting that it's doing the sound, though. Let's see. Shipwreck just says, OMG, I'm a good cook. I missed that one. I watch Isa as Shipwreck to learn fun facts about Sweden. Spaghetti was fantastic, says Shipwreck. Excellent, excellent. Yes, and a shout out for ProKitman as well. No, I don't have... Well, but what's interesting is that I have the sound on the scene. So yeah, I'm gonna have to pick that project back up again and make it work perfectly. So, all right, in 1 hour we will approach the station, and then we will need to slow down. We're just going to slow down to a stop and then go pick this thing up with the space forklift. So yeah, this is definitely our learning experience. This is the test flight, with the bonus that if the test flight goes well, which it is doing, we get a huge amount of fuel delivered to the station. And we need all of it. Going to be there in under 5 minutes. Is that a derp den? No, it's not a derp. It's a test. let's just unlock everything because we're using it, so. Dan says, Sir Prick, were you at Supreme Stream yesterday? I was not. I wasn't able to make it, unfortunately. I saw that she was streaming, but I wasn't able to actually go there and watch, unfortunately. Did something amazing happen? I mean, usually does with Supreme Doom. Alright, we're 35 kilometers away. Go ahead and start slowing down. Oh, you shut off your new puppy. That's great. Oh shoot, jeez, this thing is rough. All right, let's slow the game down. Let's tighten this approach while we slow down. Yeah, definitely gonna need something to assist with reaction control. Reducing our separation at approach, and once we come to the stop, I'm going to watch that clip. I need to set something up so that I can do that on the stream. That would be fun. There's the lag spike as it loads the station into the physics engine. We need to come to a complete stop. Jeez, this thing. Wobble, wobble. Yikes. Alright. This will be alright. We're not going too fast, so we're just going to wait for this to load. Yeah, reaction control is the #1 thing that we're going to add into the next iteration. Do light burns as we pass by our retrograde marker so that we can use the gimbaling of the engine, which is our strongest attitude control. Get control of this thing. It's dark, you don't see anything. That's... Oh, it is very dark, isn't it? Yeah, of course we're doing this at night. Okay, turn the sun on. The sun's on. It's just over there. Alright, we're also trying to get closer to the station itself. There we go. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's watch this. I'm going to open it in my browser and then add it as a scene here. That's what I'm gonna do. Let's pause the game and add browser source. Actually, let's add a window. Create new, and we want actually cancel. I want to make sure that it is not visible when I do it, just in case. There we go. Interesting. That's not going to let me do that. Oh, of course, it's trying to open it in something else. Let's see. Let's. I'm going to copy the. I'm going to copy the link. That's how I do this. Learning something new right now on Twitch. So let's also check your banking while you're there. I know, right? No, no, no. Bad shipwreck. And paste. And it's loading it. Resolving host. No. Right. All right, let's not, it's not going to work properly. So I'm going to, this is a good point. I want to add something like this that I can just do on the fly. So I'm going to do that between streams. But that puppy is excellent. But yeah, definitely watch that if you haven't, because they are very excited about their puppy with good reason. Okay, but now what we need to do is pick this thing up. Yeah, let's switch to target. And let's use the space forklift, and it will probably be day by the time we get there, so that's good news. And our target, big fuel tank 3.0. There we go. Control from here. And good, we did not get any booms this time, because that was bad. Let's point at our target. And this way, and start our engines. There we go. All right, that'll get us 60 meters away. Yeah, no Kraken, says Kit. Exactly, we don't want a Kraken. This thing clipped a headlight, one of the spotlights for some reason, into a docking port it wasn't touching, so that was very strange, and it exploded. But fortunately, that was the only casualty, was the spotlight, so we're okay. Okay, let's get up to this thing. Point retrograde. Slow down. There we go. This thing really responds when it's not got a payload. This payload is huge. Regridded to give Pro Kitman a wedgie. Let's see, exclamation point, wedgie, Pro Kitman. There we go. Caps. Wedgie, Pro Kitman. All right, it has been done, Shipwreck. You're welcome. I mean, I don't know what he did to deserve that, but, you know, I gotta do what my moderators say. Alright, we are approaching. Says Kid. Yeah, Shipwreck made me do it. Shipwreck. Hashtag ban Shipwreck, I guess. Oh, jeez, Shipwreck. Hashbound fire Shipwreck. Ah, and there's the sun. Alright, we need to grab this thing by the docking port. How is our fuel consumption? We're doing great on our monopropellant, actually. It's the cows I think you're thinking of, Shipwreck. It's the cows that go commando. And there it is, our giant fuel tank that we had to dip into way more than I had hoped. So basically, I think our upper stage needs more fuel. We may actually want bigger boosters and a bigger booster stage if we want to get this entire fuel tank to orbit without using any of it. And definitely we're going to want some reaction control thrusters on the thing, so that we don't end up spinning end over end like that. I mean, it was recoverable, but it was also undesirable. Alright, after this, we're definitely going to go and take a look at Eve, because it is time. I am getting eager for the main event here. I want to see if we can land safely. Come on, dock. Dock. Are you gonna capture this thing? Yes, there we go. All right. Oh my goodness, look at this giant thing. And this is out of fuel, so it won't be deorbiting itself. We definitely want to get rid of it, though. Goodbye. Kefri Bezos will come and take care of you. Alright, Arcadia Station is still our target. That's perfect. Let's control from here, activate the camera, and we are 7 kilometers away from Arcadia Station. That is not ideal at all. Let's use our gimbaling. Eve asks Issa, yes. So Kerbal is basically an analog for Earth, wherever that is, and Eve is an analog for Venus. It's the next planet in. Look, it's Dan's cat. What a cool cat, wearing its sunglasses on its side of its head. Yeah, cool cat. But yeah, so Eve is covered in clouds, fluffy pink clouds, but it has a very thick atmosphere and brutal gravity, so landing there is usually the last thing a spaceship does, because it's very difficult to get back up off of the surface of Eve. But we've sent a probe there, and the idea is that we want to see if we can land something there and transmit some science home. We've done a flyby before, but now we want to do a full landing if we can, and leave something in orbit at least. You can see that with this next time ship, since you say that. There's Issa's cat. Oh, that's fantastic. We'll get tired of the cat emotes. Alright. And it's hard to see against that background, but yeah, there's a 5.5 kilometer, so there we go, 1.4 separation at approach. And I think we've got 2 approaches here. Yeah, that one, 1.1. That's the one we're looking at. Alright, let's point retrograde now. Issa says, shipwreck. Now I'm curious what color your hair is, just because of your emotes. Alright, we're actually making our approach now. We need to slow down and also tighten this approach. This is by far the heaviest payload we have brought to the station. This is absolutely insane. Even though the fuel tanks are not as heavy as we had intended. Yeah. Alright, let's time warp a little bit. Get close to the station. There we go. 2 kilometers. 1.5. 1. Alright, let's slow down. It's actually 2 colors, says Isa. Ooh. Infrared and clear, I'm guessing. Alright, this is going to have to be the most careful approach we've ever done, unfortunately. So let's speed the game up just a bit for our flip around. And there's the station. And let's see just how much we can do with our reaction control thrusters with this. Yeah, this is brutal. I might need an upgraded space forklift. Isa says, dark blonde, almost brown and blonde. I don't know why, but it's like that naturally. Oh, that's interesting and very cool. Actually, I quite like it. Only reason I'm not actually going to color it either of these colors. Nice. That is cool. Alright. Oh, it's actually getting away from us. Let's not let that happen. Oh man, our reaction control thrusters are barely affecting this. It's just too heavy for them. Yeah, I think it's time for a bigger space forklift. He says Shipwreck has a new redeem where she draws with her ears. Oh, I gotta see that. Definitely need to see that. That would be a thing. Okay, let's actually get out of that view. But lock the camera. Lisa's laughing at that idea. Okay, but it's nice that we have more reaction wheels on this now because we can actually turn this thing at a reasonable rate. There we go. Trying to nudge it closer to the station. There we go. Lisa says, I've had blue hair though. Ship, I just thought I'd try having natural before my hair turns gray. Then I'll have blue hair. Gray hair looks good though, in my opinion. And not just because all my hair is gray now. Would need to be able to do that without doing a head reveal, that's for sure. Is there an Isa Kerbal? Yes, there is. And Isa with the yes too. And part of this mission is taking some cargo so that we can modify the ship that she came in so that we can bring it home for analysis. And we are just hoping that the same fate does not befall her that befell Kaylee Kerman. Or Kaylee. Come on, I want to grab that. Set that as the target. There we go. All right, let's activate this as the camera again. He just told me he threw his bow in lava. Says, oh my gosh. Okay, I feel the pain. Let me tell you about the last couple days I've had trying to clear all that netherrack. I've broken, I think, 3 netherite pickaxes from not paying attention. I accidentally threw a diamond pickaxe into lava because I miss... it was a bad figure push. Bad button push. And I accidentally angered a zombified piglin, and I don't know why, but they would not de-aggro, no matter what. It took forever to de-aggro. My best theory is that maybe the ones, and yes, I mean ones, because 3 of them split my gear, that had my gear and wouldn't despawn, also wouldn't de-aggro for some reason. Even though I waited AFK for like half an hour while doing other things on my computer, it just wouldn't happen. So that was very frustrating. But then, even worse, when I got my gear back from them, my helmet and my sword got stuck under a block and I couldn't find them in time, and they despawned. What's my throw key, says Kit. I changed my throw key to R so that I wouldn't accidentally button mash it, but my toggle for rendering schematic is a combination of Z and R, and I didn't hit the Z properly. So instead of taking a look to see how the frog statue would look after clearing a bunch of netherrack, I just tossed my diamond pickaxe into lava. If I had been using my netherite pickaxe, I'd have been fine. Mine's all the way at Y, says Kit. Yeah, I used to use P, but R is convenient without me. I've never accidentally hit R, meaning to hit like W or E. So that's honestly the first time I've accidentally hit R the wrong way. And let's see, there's a bunch of chat, but we're on this final approach, and this one is tricky. So let's, yeah, I'm mashing the translate maneuver keys, and these reaction control thrusters are just not enough. Let's see. Issa says, actually, as a scientist, I could rock gray hair, I think. I bet you could. That's great for business, Kit, says Shipwreck. Yep. Shipwreck says, I want Dan and I to set a command block that makes him drop his bow every once in a while. Issa asking, are those whale sounds? Yes, they are. In that track, there are whale sounds. I think they're synthesized whale sounds, but that's basically what that is. Why for yeet? That's amazing, Kit. Why don't you guys leave it as Q, weirdos? You know why, you troll. Shipwreck. Oh, the amount of things that I have accidentally thrown into lava has dropped by about 90% since moving my throw key. It's one of the first things I do with a new install of Minecraft is change my throw key. All right, let's see. Can I slow down, please? 0.2 meters per second. I'd like to go under 0.1. Because we're at a bit of an angle here that I don't like. This thing is the most difficult to fly ever. I definitely need to add some reaction control thrusters to this fuel tank. There we go. Now we are at a reasonable speed for this. Alright, lining it up. No, are you serious? Okay. I thought you were trolling a Shipwreck, but yeah, because of that. Because I throw everything in lava accidentally when I'm just trying to hit W. Hey, Burke, thank you for the host, and hello there. Alright, will you please capture this docking port? Come on, magnets, you can do your thing. Do it. Look at this. There he goes. Look at that monstrosity. The other fuel tank was about this big. This one is absolutely massive. Super casting. Hey, Burke, do you remap your throw key in Minecraft? Yeah, that's what we've been talking about. All right, let's leave this for a little while. We need a break from this. Let's go take a look at our Eve probe. Switch to that ship, and let's pass this week, and let's take a look at Eve, which is over there. There's Gilly. That's the moon of Eve. There's Eve. So I don't think you're going to be able to see it very well on the stream, but that little tiny pink dot right there that I'm pointing at with my cursor, that is Eve. It says Gilly because of the hitboxes there, but yeah, Gilly is also right there. Brick says yes to P. What? Well, I've never had an issue with Q. Well, that's because you have a Canadian keyboard, Shipwreck, and on the Canadian keyboard, the Q is in the middle of the number keys, and your number pad is right there, built into the spacebar. At least that's what I've seen, and there is a craft dinner button as well. So, all right, but let's take a look. I've seen Canadian keyboards on Amazon. I almost bought one once, accidentally. I'm glad I didn't. All right, our periapsis when we get there is barely outside of Eve's atmosphere. So what we want to do is point retrograde to orbit. What, says Shipwreck? Okay, no more boozinates for you, mister. Well, let's see. Oh, I can redeem that for free. Oh no, look at this, I got a boozinate. Oh, I gotta do what the viewers say. And you know what I say, there's no more important member of my audience than me. Excuse me. And Kit with the hydrate. Thank you, Kit. I thought about letting one of you do the boozinate, but rigging the system exactly, that's why I did it. How am I up to 141 now? Jeez. Impossible. Absolutely impossible. Okay, so what we need to do is just see which direction will get us a very subtle reduction in periapsis at Eve. So let's see. Radial in will do it. Probably the best. Okay, yep. So if we burn radial in, that's what we want. Right there. Let's pin that. There we go. Yeah, do we really want to do that? I'm actually thinking no. We have 6 kilometers per second of delta V, so the problem is, let's look at the ship. We have all of this stuff here for our transfer. And then we have engines up here for the probe. There are no engines on this. So basically, if we want to aero brake and we don't get a capture immediately, we have to take the whole thing. Otherwise, we don't have propulsion and we just pass Eve and go on to deep space. So we're going to actually just use all of this fuel. Let's point radial out again and undo that maneuver that we just did. The atmosphere of Eve starts at 90 kilometers. So radial out. There we go. So this will put us 1.25 kilometers above the outermost limits of the atmosphere of Eve. So, uh-oh. Kit says, hey ship, I broke the tunnel bore. Shipper saying, you pushed the button twice, huh? And Kit saying, and also saying, perhaps. My hand was off-centered. Interestingly enough, you did not hit Q at all in that typo, so yeah, that's okay, just rebuild it. Alright, so yeah, we're going to go all the way to that periapsis, and we are going to then burn retrograde to get a capture orbit. We're going to release the satellite, and then we're going to dip into the atmosphere with this stage. So let's warp 6 days. It says, I don't know how. Rick says, oh, maybe because it was reaching for Y. Made your hand off-centered? Reaching for Y doesn't make any sense unless you are, again, using a Canadian keyboard, because Y is in between F5 and F11, which are on either side of Y. Top and bottom, that is. So, yeah. Alright, let's warp one more day in 2 hours. Time work canceled. What are we coming up onto? Oh, we're coming up onto my alarm for this. Yeah, that's good. We're going to delete and close. Actually, let's just delete it now. Let's warp a little bit closer, almost to our actual encounter. And I want to take a look. What does Eve look like from here? Can we spot it? Yes, we can. Look at that. Look at that pink ball. That is our destination. That is Eve. So let's warp closer. About 5 hours of warp. And there's Gilly, its moon. Yeah, this spacecraft has been about 248 days since launch, so... And it has performed fantastically well. Alright, we're about to have our cross into the sphere of influence of Eve. Five minutes. Alright, we are now in Eve's sphere of influence, so everything has changed to be drawn around Eve. Shipwreck says, let's just call SpaceX for a ride and conserve our fuel. Yeah. Alright, that is our target orbit for our probe, which, let's double check, does it have the Science Junior aboard? It does not. So yeah, we derped. We don't have enough. Actually, no, we didn't derp because we have this. Yeah, there's the Science Junior. I knew it. I knew we were fine. Haha! So what we want to do is get into that orbit. We have again, we still have over 6 kilometers per second of delta V, so we are doing great. And then we're going to fulfill this contract, and then we're going to get our lander down to the surface. So we need to get closer to our periapsis. That's coming up in 4.5 hours. Let's do it from here so that we can watch the planet approach, because this is a nice view. Yeah, you can probably actually see this on the stream now. There's Gilly, single dot, single tiny pixel, and here comes Eve. All right, we're 1 hour from periapsis, which according to Fantasy Animal Vegan is something that if you're over 40, you should talk to your doctor about. All right, 30 minutes away. And yeah, covered in pink clouds. What says he? Fantasy Animal Vegan was making a joke about having your prostate checked. You heard the word periapsis, which is the lowest point in our arc. So our orbit is too big, so it is not an actual orbit. It doesn't have a full circle. But if you look, for example, at our target orbit, the lowest point is the periapsis, and the highest point is the apoapsis. And those are the generic terms. If you're around the sun, it would be perihelion and aphelion, for example. A Fantasy Animal Vegan. I just heard vegan. React up like it's my name by now. Okay. Yeah, he's I'm pretty sure not actually a vegan in real life, but makes a joke about eat cows, not unicorns. It's very funny. All right. 7 minutes away from periapsis. Two minutes away. All right, let's go ahead and do our burn. And there is our escape. And we want to watch that number go up. And this might be a big burn. We might have wanted to start a little bit earlier, but we have 4.5 hours, so we actually will be fine. Shuri says, I saw today on the community SMP, Setson is selling dirty mole fur. Yes, he is. That is accurate. He sure is. Did he put that up today? I think the other day. Yeah, actually, that's been up there for a while. He was the first shop, I think. He claimed first for shops. Yes, unfortunately, says Isa, I'm a closet vegan. All right. And I've sped up the game because this is a very, very slow engine. And yeah, we're going to have a lot of adjustments we're going to need to do. This is going to be pretty rough, actually. Yeah, I'm not sure we're going to actually make our target orbit. We have so much slowing down to do. Yeah, we're coming in very, very fast. We're going to have an orbit, but I don't know if it's going to be the one that the contract wants. Alright, we've increased the time until we escape Eve to 2 days. And we can actually see it starting to bend around now as we slow down. Slow the game down to real time. And we have a capture orbit. Awesome. Now our our periapsis is inside the surface of Eve, which is not ideal at all. That sounds funny. We're going to have an orbit. Yep. All right, let's point radial in, I think. Yeah, we are just way too inclined to this orbit, so I think we're not going to worry about that for our satellite here. Let's speed the game up because, yeah, this thing is very slow to change attitude. There we go. That's actually just raising our apoapsis, so no, I don't want to do that. We'll be at apoapsis in 13 days, jeez. So we want to go in between this and retrograde, actually. There we go. That is having the desired effect of raising our apoapsis, or lowering our apoapsis while raising our periapsis. Is that what the kids are calling it these days? Yep. Hey, you wanna orbit? I had to find an optimum viewing angle here, and it's a little bit tricky because of our the weird direction we're pointing. Periapsis, apoapsis, peptoapsis, so many words. It's very difficult for someone who doesn't read, Shipwreck, I understand. Alright. So this is now 1 day away. I think what we're going to do, I'm concerned about Delta V. Oh, look at that. It's refracting it to green for the sunrise. That is just pretty. So let's detach the probe. This is important as our relay back to Kerbin. So let's decouple it. We're gonna fly this guy. We want to get up to the apoapsis. very similar there. There we go. Shipwreck says, yes, our Dan is a nerd, but we love him. He's our nerd. That's right. Burke often has big words that confuse me too, like the and Minecraft, bison. Yeah. He says, I just got a throwback from when we played Among Us together that one time, Dan. Yeah, that's the only time I've ever played Among Us too. That was fun. That was very fun. Let's see. So let's periapsis, time to apoapsis. All right, let's go ahead and time warp to apoapsis. And yeah, we want to be on that side of it. The TNT detonated, says Kid. He broke it more. GG Kid, says Burke. Burke, you gotta cool it with the big words. You're confusing Shipwreck with words like GG and Kit. I just placed it. He probably did that update the observers. Is that what happened? I've never built a tunnel board, but I've seen them in action, and I have a basic understanding of how they work. All right, let's go here. You tried fixing it, but didn't push the rail, and you just placed the card on the rail, right? I don't know what I did, says Get. No, I had that on already. All right, what are we flying? We are flying the lander. Let's switch to the satellite first. And we want to make sure that this does not re-enter Eve's, or enter Eve's atmosphere. Not re-enter, because it's never been there. So yeah, we're in orbit mode, so we're just pitched down from prograde. Let's pin the periapsis. That's the wrong periapsis. There we go. Let's just do this. Oh, we need to ignite this engine. There we go. Activated the engine. And we need to get this above 90 kilometers so that it does not crash. And there we go. We have a good orbit. So we have an orbiter right here. I'm catching up. And I lost some slabs. Oops. Shipwreck says, yeah, when you got the cart, it has to be pushed in on the rail with a piston. Otherwise, it's live. And the fan is gone. Oh. This... I'm sorry to take amusement in your suffering, Kit, but I hope you're as amused as I am about this. Switch to this and rename it as the Eve Exploration Probe Lander. We'll do that in a moment. First, we want to point... You kidding me? No probe control? What do we... No electric charge? Oh! This thing is going to die. It's got no batteries. Only I were recording. Well... This is going to die. I'll be there in 5 or 10 minutes, says Shipwreck. Shipwreck to the rescue. Well, this is very similar to our issue on Duna. So, this will definitely crash and burn up in Eve's atmosphere, so we're going to watch that. But in the meantime, let's make sure that we get a good orbit from our exploration probe. If we could rebuild it, says Shipwreck, and you'll inevitably break it again. Very rude. So yeah, this at least is something. Do we have... I saw this before, so I don't think it's about this. First flyby of Ike. First gravitational influence of Ike. And orbit of Eve. Interesting. So the thing we have around Duna flew by Ike. That's Duna's moon. Huh. That's... unexpected. Actually, it should be totally expected because Ike routinely does this. I just haven't been there in a long time. No, says Kit. I learned from my mistakes, like drop creepers. Shipwreck says, or we can drive it through Dan's portal. I would prefer not. Let's look at the planet wiki here and see what a geostationary orbit is around Eve. No, let's not do a geostationary orbit. Let's just do an exploration orbit. So we already have quite an inclination, so we are going to have excellent coverage over Eve. So let's go ahead and burn prograde, and let's go for about a 150 kilometer orbit above Eve's surface. Right there. And so now if we warp to Periapsis, which is in 1 day, is that out there, Jewel? There it is. There's Eve. And let's just get a nice look at Eve. Although we should probably follow our other ship. Yeah, let's switch to this and see. Okay, 1 day, 0 hours to Periapsis. How long until this one re-enters Eve's atmosphere, or enters Eve's atmosphere to die? About the same. So let's follow this ship to its death. That'll at least be entertaining. For science. So we're coming up under Eve's south pole. And we'll land the next one. What? There's another ship? There's always another ship. And yeah, that's going to hit before this reaches its periapsis, so that is good. And yeah, that is a death arc right there. That is absolute death. We needed to be able to slow this down with what fuel we've got, and nope, that's not going to happen. So we'll learn from this and apply our lessons to the next mission to Eve. Alright, we have entered Eve's atmosphere. And we're going to burn up fast. Watch this. And the music stops. That's awesome. Alright, we are fine there. Now let's switch to this one. Oh, it won't let me switch from here? Boo. Alright, let's go to the tracking station then. And then we'll switch there. Space is cold and quiet. Until you enter Eve's atmosphere. Then... GG. Alright, let's see. Eve Exploration Probe 2. And let's fly that and get it into a very nice orbit. And we will already have something there for communications when we bring our next ship. Alright, so we need to point retrograde. We could probably later take this to Gilly, so that would be cool. Alright. At least we got a glimpse of the surface of Eve. I mean, Eve is pretty unforgiving. We've landed a few things on Venus, and the longest any of them has lasted is, I think, an hour and a half. And that was a shock because they were expecting half an hour tops. That was one of the Russian landers. I think that was a Russian one. Alright, here we are up at our periapsis. Let's watch our orbit. Alright, our apoapsis is coming down. We're just going to circularize, and we're going to have a nice look at the surface of Eve. I've been thinking about installing one of my favorite science mods called ScanSat. We would really be getting into more modded than vanilla at that point, but that one, you can orbit a planet or moon and actually make a real-time map of it, and it's just too cool. I'm really tempted to do it. I know for our final mission, when we get there, and taking the entire crew to all of the planets, we are going to have the raster prop monitor mod so that we can control the missions from in the cockpit. But yeah, we're still a little ways away. It sounds like a cool mod, says Kit. It is so cool. Like, you pop up a little window, and in real time as your satellite orbits, you can watch it drawing the maps. Biomes, elevations, resources, all sorts of stuff. Alright, that will do. We've got a variation in altitude, but that is fine. That gives us lots of opportunities to look at the science here. And that's a cool screenshot. This is our success. It's right up my alley, says Kit. Yeah, as a real-life scientist, it would be, and it's just so cool. Unfortunately, most of our cool science experiments were on that other ship, but I think we can run the magnetometer experiment at least. I don't think we have this data, so yes, so we at least get 253.5 science, assuming this properly transmits. Trace magnetic fields are magnified by this sensitive instrument and measured in real time as you orbit near this celestial body. It's almost like hearing the heartbeat of a planet, knowing if it's dead inside or if something is churning. Very poetic. Let's transmit that home and buy something with it. Alright, 235 science added. What does that bring us up to? 482. Oh, almost enough for something big. Is there anything else we've got on here that we can do? I don't think there is. Sadly. Boo! Alright, we're going to definitely have some design changes for the next mission here. So let's go back to Arcadia Station. And let's set up alarms for the next transfer windows. And I'm going to hydrate myself because my voice is starting to feel it. And then let's bring Issa's scrap home. How about that? Oh, we're going to need to put a battery on that thing too, but that's okay. We have some. Issa, redeeming the booze. Thank you, Issa. Booze. It's not a banana IPA, but it is an IPA. Okay, so what have we got here? What we need to do first is open up MechJeb. Actually, first we need to change our target. Let's look at what alarms we have available now. Next up is our correction burn for our Dres mission. And 10 days after that, we have our encounter with Moho. And then our next Dres mission's correction burn. And then almost a year from now, our Joule probe that we launched last stream will have its correction burn. Yeah, he says, as I've had my banana IPA, and I can only have one. Alright, but our transfer windows, okay, so our next optimum time for launching, when the planets are aligned properly, that we can go there relatively cheaply, is coming up in 278 days. So that'll be a while. We already have that one set up. We have a Duna transfer window, and that is it. So yeah, we need to set up some new ones. Let's start from the innermost planet. So for those new to this game, the planets, let's take a look at our map. Let's take my missions off of there because that's a mess. There we go. Just the system, the star system. So there's the sun. It doesn't officially have a name, but it's traditionally by players called Kerbal. So like our sun is called Sol, so Kerbal's is called Kerbal. And there is the innermost planet, Moho. Then we have, that's like an analog for Mercury, and then Eve is an analog for Venus. Kerbin is an analog for Earth, and then Duna is for Mars. And then it changes a little bit. We have Dres, which is kind of an anomaly. I think they're going to change it in Kerbal Space Program 2 to be a moon of another planet. Then we have Jool, which is a big gas giant surrounded by moons. That's a lot like Jupiter. And then Eeloo, which is a lot like Pluto, on a little bit eccentric and inclined orbit. Not as extreme as Pluto, but yeah. Oh, jeez, Berg. Wow, that sun name is a real curveball. Oh, it's an analog for Ceres, says Kit. Oh, that makes sense. I think I had heard that forever ago and forgotten that. Thank you. Yeah, so Dres is an analog for Ceres, and there's a joke that nobody remembers that Dres exists, and I refuse. I will remember Dres and go there, so... But yeah, so let's start innermost planet. Let's set Moho as our target, and then what we can do with MechJeb, we can do, let's see, what is it? The maneuver planner. And we want advanced transfer to another planet, and it's going to give us a pork chop selection, and we'll see that in a moment. And give me just a moment, I need to hit the cough button. There we go, thank you, sorry about that. So if we create node at lowest delta V, computation not finished. What do you mean, computation not finished? Computing negative how much percent now? Remove. Create? No, wow. It is having an aneurysm here. Let's see. Let's go back to type selection. Let's choose celestial bodies. Let's choose a different one. Eve. There we go. It did one, so let's choose Moho again. Okay, we cured it of its aneurysm. So here's what we have. Red is bad, blue is good. This is, we have time, so we can see departure in go up as I go along the x-axis. So if we depart immediately, or if we depart 200 days from now. And then on this is, let's see, how much delta V. Well, that's how much delta V. What is this one here? Right, transit duration. This is how fast we get there. So if we're willing to take an entire year to get there, that's the top of this graph. If we want to get there immediately, like in 2 days, if we had 300 kilometers per second of delta V on a ship, we could get from Kerbin to Moho in 2 days. That is absolutely insane. We would just fly by it at 300 kilometers per second and then escape Kerbin's, or the entire Kerbal system, but we could do it. So what we want is lowest delta V, and create node, and it's going to give us something right there, and it looks like we could depart any time for that. So yeah, so we're right up on one. Although if we wait, it could be a little bit more expensive, but we could get there quicker. So yeah, let's add an alarm. One right there. Will it let me do that? No. Oh, it changed the target. That's okay. Okay, node in half an hour ago. Wow. Let's make a manual alarm then. So let's create an alarm, and will you let me? There we go. We want, and yes, this overlaps annoyingly, and we're going to call it Moho Transfer Window. There we go. And let's put it 2 weeks from now. So that'll remind us to launch for Moho sometime in the next 2 weeks. And so there's our Moho transfer window, and now we already have an Eve one. Do we already have a Duna one, I think? Yes. So next we want to look at Dres. Remove that maneuver. We're not actually going to do it. It looks like the optimum sweet spot is right there. So if we do create node at lowest delta V, it's thinking, and there it is. So we could get there using only 1.5 kilometers per second delta V if we leave in nearly a year, 379 days. So we're going to add an alarm for that. And we're going to give ourselves just 5 days of, that's not days, that's days, 5 days of notice. 4 days of notice is fine. We're going to name it Res Transfer Window. Add the alarm. And now we want one for Joule. And it looks like we got a couple options for a sweet spot. If we're willing to take forever, we could leave in 5 years, or we could leave in 1 year. Or we could, yeah, if we want to take 5 years to get there, we could leave a little bit later and get there really cheap. But we can also get there in just 418 days. So let's do that. Lowest delta V, create node. And that might give us that one. It's thinking. Okay, good. No, it gave us the one in one. No, it did. It gave us the one in 1 year and 71 days. We want this one. So that is okay. We're gonna do a manual alarm in 400 days. That's what we're gonna do. Add alarm. And oh wait, we're gonna name it Joule Transfer Window. And I think by then we'll have a nice big launcher and we can send something really cool and visit all of the moons, hopefully. That is the goal. Alright, let's remove that. And then finally we want another ELU window. So let's go back to target selection, ELU. And yeah, that's gonna be pretty similar in a little over a year. Let's create the node. Not create and execute, or it will try to take automatically our station there, and that would be bad. We, one, wouldn't make it, and two, that would be the end of our station. It's thinking. Ejection optimization failed. Try manual selection. I'm not sure what it means by that. Let's try again. It's thinking. Yeah, it doesn't like that. So we're going to do a manual alarm then. Although that's pretty decent right there. 100 days. Let's add one in 100 days. How low is that? That's 2.1 kilometers per second versus 2.2. Yeah, that's hardly a difference. So manual time alarm in 100 days, and we're going to name it ELU Transfer Window. And that is when the planets are aligned so that we can get there for the least expenditure of fuel. There we go. I'm gonna take another drink of my water here. We've been doing a lot of work around the house, and there's extra dust in the air now, so jeez. There we go. Okay, so now we have our transfer window alarms. And so what we want to do now is get out of map view. Let's do some engineering of ESA's scrap, some orbital construction. And we can take a battery off, and we're definitely going to do some quick saves here, because this is what we were doing when our last station ship broke it this time. Yep. Oh, wait, you're talking about this tunnel bore. Ship broke it this time. Oh, that's hilarious. Alright, so yes, we're going to quick save. I don't usually quick save, but we've had an issue with the Space Kraken eating this station before, so we don't want that this time. Let's see. We want to get some of this cargo out, and we need an engineer to do it. So let's choose an engineer. let's use Isa herself. And why are we stuck in the staticiness here? There we go. Go on, EVA. And the trick here is that these things get really wonky. The physics gets wonky in EVA construction mode, so we're gonna see what happens here. All right, turn on. Let's actually get rid of the parachute because you definitely don't need that in space. Just the jetpack. And let go. Turn on your visor light. Yay, says Isa. I'm hired. You are indeed hired. And let's turn on the jetpack. Let's take a look. There we go. There's some good light. Isa Kerman right there. Excellent. All right, so let's point this way, and we need to go to that cargo canister. Right there. And pick something up. And we're going to get into the wonkiest user interface shenanigans in this entire game. Like, this is something that I really hope that they do better in Kerbal Space Program 2. Is one, the physics of EVA construction mode, and two, the controls for controlling Kerbals while carrying items. So if we go here, let's grab the probe core first. And will it fit in her inventory? Oh, it can't be placed in an inventory. Will it even let me place it anywhere? Oh, we're not in construction mode, that's why. Here we go. This is the scariest. She doesn't have room, so we just place it in space. Oof, says Kit. Oof, indeed. So much oof. And we're just gonna have to, like, pick it up and grab it, because I cannot control where she goes while carrying items. So yeah, we're gonna grab that, and we need to take it over there. So we're gonna go on a trajectory and then pick it up. So we can move while carrying the item. I just cannot change her direction because now those controls, they manipulate the part instead. And you can't rebind these in a way that gives you back the control. It's just not an option there. So we set it down, change our trajectory, and pick it up. And yes, it's the worst. Set it down, change our trajectory, and pick it up. Alright, now we can set it down, slow down, and pick it up before it drifts too far. And we want to place it right here. Will it allow this? Close enough. We are close enough. But it's not letting me put the probe core on there, unfortunately. Like, she's got her little laser drill ready to go and everything. Let's see. There we go. Alright, laser that thing. Okay, and we don't have anything oscillating, no wonky physics. Okay, good. Alright, that is step one complete. Now we need to add the parachute, and we need to add the heat shield. Yeah, hope that we can get this thing home. We're not going to put Isa in this. We've learned that lesson the hard way with our poor friend Kaylee, who we had a memorial service for last week because of that. But we also want a little bit more battery power, so we're just going to steal a battery from this ship here. And this, I think she might be able to fit in her inventory. That's what I'm hoping. Nope, too big. So just put it right there in space. Let's face our target there, pick it up so it doesn't drift away, and let's go. Burke with the Boozinate. Why now, Burke? Why? You're the worst. Thank you, Burke. I know exactly why, because it's the most inconvenient time possible. I respect that. All right, let's slap it right there before we drift away. Yeah, Issa, you're not even lasering the battery. Like, come on now. Multitasking, that's right. I'm a champion multitasker. All right, and I don't want to leave it there. I'm just welding it. Having Issa weld it so that it doesn't drift away. Issa's laughing, and Burke with the hydrate. Oh, geez, Burke. Burke. I mean, you're taking care of me, so, you know, I can't really complain. Thank you, Burke. I think I'm about halfway through that thing, and let's not bump that. Things went bad the last time. All right. Put it right there. There you go. Laser the battery. Wouldn't want you to get hungover, says Burke. That's right. Keep Hangover Dan away. Alright, so now we need to go pick up the next part. Which could be either the heat shield, whoop, bonked the head, or the parachute. Doesn't matter which. As long as they both make it there. And in theory, the heat shield should be heavy enough to keep that end pointed forwards. But we will see. Okay, there's the heat shield. Definitely too big. Way too big for her to put in her pack. Oh, she's having a great time. Look at that. Not bonk our heads again. That'd be bad, okay? Yeah, bonked the head on the part. Pick it up, pick it up. There we go. She's trying to ride it like a surfboard. Living my dreams, as he said. That's right. Dream of being a real space engineer. Alright, can I place it properly here? There we go. Look at that. Though it shifted, so we're going to carefully adjust that. We had this issue before too. This is, like I said, this is the most frustrating user interface experience in this entire game. This is a feature that they added shortly before discontinuing development on the game, and it definitely shows. It's cool, but it is clunky. Oh, there was a little bit of an oscillation, but it's corrected itself. Okay, good. All right, can I offset it slightly? No, I'm gonna end up offsetting it too much if I try that, so let's not. Okay, so one part remains. We gotta put the parachute on, and hoping that this is enough battery charge that we can retain control of this thing long enough to deploy the chutes. We just have to tell it that they should deploy, and then they will automatically be deployed when they're at the proper altitude and atmospheric pressure. Alright, let's go get that parachute. We can close that. I don't need that up there. All right. Close enough to access the inventory. There we go. All right, parachute, and definitely does not fit in her pack. It's a big guy. So I'll grab it. Drop it. Reorient, and grab it. There we go. Have to be quick on these maneuvers. There we go. Headed just about in the right direction here. And we just want to pop it on top of there. Just like that. And then you see it shift like that. There we go. Okay, that should be enough. So now, what we can do is refuel this guy. Let's put Issa back on her ship. We need to exit EVA construction mode. There we go. Job well done. Look at that. That's a happy Kerbal on the night side. So, you know. And I think it was in here. Yeah, she was in here with Pee-wee Herman, or Kerman. Pee-wee Kerman. I don't know who Pee-wee Herman is. Seems like someone from a different planet. GG, says Issa. Well, hopefully. The G isn't over yet. So it remains to see how G the G is. Alright, we need to find the hatch. But yeah, Pee-wee Kerman, redeemed by our friend Satan, is aboard as well, and we're just waiting for one more, and then we'll send home a full crew of 3. Oh, I thought you had done it. This phase, yes, we've re-engineered the ship. So she was stranded in just that cockpit, but if we just toss that into the atmosphere, it would burn up or crash. So shipwreck with the shipwreck totem. Oh boy. But so now it has a probe core to make it controllable. That's what we were missing with Kaylee. We couldn't deploy the chutes because we had no control over the craft. All right, grab that and board. We also have a heat shield to protect it on reentry, and we have parachutes to slow it down. So, yay, says Satan. I'm glad they're saved. Well, GG for that. What happened to Hannibal? Hannibal is alive and well on the surface of Kerbin. In fact, they attended recently a very nice memorial service for Kaylee Kerman. And yes, we have Tizon is aboard there. And here we have Issa Kerman and Pee-wee Kerman. So let's refuel. We've got this handy mod here for moving resources between fuel tanks without having to open the awful AI for that. There's a lot of awful AI in this game. So liquid fuel, we want to look at these guys here and these as well. So out, 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 out. So these are just going to pump liquid fuel out, and we want oxidizer as well. And that will refuel, for example, this ship here, our rescue craft. The PORK, Personnel Orbital Rescue Craft. Pork. And it's our 4th rescue craft, so it's Pork 4. Yep, the fuel is topped off. We're just waiting for the liquid oxygen. There we go. And it's also refueling some other things, such as the space forklift. And wow, we have emptied it. So we're going to.
Pretty impressive, huh? I bet you're pretty impressed.
Thank you for that, Issa. Exactly. I bet you're pretty impressed. So yeah, we're going to modify this design. I'll probably do that between streams so we can launch one again next time and see if we can do any better with it. And as soon as we have maybe some bigger docking ports, for example, or maybe even before that, I think it's time for a nuclear-powered space forklift. So we're going to have a bigger space forklift next time too, I think. That's my plan. We'll see if it happens. All right, but this thing is fully refueled, so we can, this doesn't have a docking port. We could have put one on, but there's no need. We're just going to use this craft to gently toss it into the atmosphere of Kerbal. I didn't think it was working, says Isa. All right, so let's undock and switch to that craft. Get ourselves some clearance from the station. And it looks like...
Man. Game over, man. It's game over.
I don't know. Maybe. We'll see, Shipwreck. We'll see if it's game over. Alright, we're pointing retrograde, which means we will decelerate, and we want to get our periapsis below 70 kilometers so we can toss this into the atmosphere, and then we want to reverse course so that this doesn't follow it. So here we go. Full throttle for you, Shipwreck. Goodbye, Acadia Station. For now, we'll be back shortly. And there we are in going to dip into the atmosphere. That will do. Let's release and disarm the claw. And let's turn around quick as possible. Full throttle again so that we can raise our orbit and not fall into the atmosphere behind it. And there we are, we're safe. So Arcadia Station as our target. And let's Rendezvous with that thing again. Okay, yep. 9 kilometers at closest approach. Not the best approach ever. Let's see, we can probably... Let's turn off our maneuvering thrusters. We don't need those at the moment. We'll probably adjust it by doing this. Yeah. One kilometer, that's much better. There we go. Lisa says, it's late, I'm gonna head to bed. I've had a nice time hanging out. Your stream is very pleasant to be in, and I really appreciate that. Hope you have a great rest of the day. Well, that makes my day, Isa, that you chose to spend time with me and that you enjoyed it. And let's not zoom right past the station. Jeez, Dan. What do you get for multitasking? Let's come to a complete stop relative to the station. And yeah, thanks, Isa, for hanging out and for showing off your hilarious emotes. I love it. Your cat emote there. And I'll see you later. You have a good night. There it is. There's that cat. Good night, says that cat. Good night, it says. That's awesome. All right, and we'll dock this later. I'll probably do that between streams. I'm gonna be wrapping up here in the next 10 minutes anyway. And so let's switch now to... oh, right. We need to switch to... ships, I believe. Planes. Breeze. Probes. Let's see. I nearly forgot, says Burke first, but not really. There it is. Isa scrap. Let's just switch to that. And let's see if we can get this safely through the atmosphere. The good news is that if we can't, no one will die because no one is aboard. Isa will come down safely in a ship meant for this. All right, and if we control from here and pay attention to our electric charge very carefully. Yeah, let's in fact hibernate. Can we do that? Not for that, but we can hibernate this. And that will reduce our usage of electric charge until we need it. And Pro Kitman with the Booznate. Shipwreck, you are slacking today, let me tell you. My cats is really begging for a treat right now. It's past their treat time. Always is on stream days. Thank you, Kit. All right, and let's time warp a bit until we get this thing into the atmosphere. There we go. And yeah, we are doing great on electric charge. Let's bring it out of hibernation. And let's point this thing. We want to point prograde, actually, because we put the heat shield on the front there. Brick says, Shipwreck, do you even boozinate, bro? He tried. He was the first one, so... Oh, we want to be in orbit mode. There we go. All right. Deploy mode is when safe. When risky, immediate, when safe. Yeah, we want when safe. So it is not safe to deploy this now, but if we do the deploy command... All right, the command has been given, and so this has instruments to measure the speed and atmospheric density, and will automatically open this up and let the chute out when it is safe. So even if we lose contact with this thing, this will deploy the chutes. And I think we're double good on this. With this being an actual cockpit, the one Kaylee was in was not. And with having this, we have two things that can provide control for the vessel. So otherwise, we wouldn't even be able to issue that command. That's what happened to Kaylee Kerman. Rip Kaylee Kerman. Though I hear that an evil twin may be lurking. All right, we're speeding this up a bit. All right, we've got the reentry effects, so let's have fun with the camera, shall we? Here it comes. Very high speed. 2.3 kilometers per second so far. And we're watching the apoapsis drop. It's being brought down simply by drag. And Elric with the hydrate. Hello, Elric. Good to see you here. And thank you for the hydrate. Oh, let's turn on the cam, even though I already picked up my hydro flask. And yeah, I'm like 2/3 through this thing. Jeez. And yeah, as of right now, the apoapsis is also in the atmosphere. And so yeah, this thing is coming down whether we want it to or not. I've been here, says Elric. I assumed so. That's usually the case, and I appreciate it. How's your Kerbal playthrough going, Elric? Any exciting updates? I kind of wish we had a Kerbal in there so that we could get the view from inside. I don't think we can. Nope. But then again, that would be risking a Kerbal. Would probably be okay, but we've already had a bad experience with that, and we don't want to repeat the same mistake twice. That would be a mega derp. See, I'd add a mega derp command, but Stetson would definitely abuse that. Coming in hot. At almost 6 times the speed of sound. Burning through that ablator. We have more than enough, but... Rick says, I've restarted a few times as I learn new stuff. Yeah, I know that feel. I forget, are you trying the career mode or are you trying the science mode? We're to the point budget-wise in this game that it's basically science mode now. We have more budget than we actually need. Alright, we're headed towards some mountains. Hopefully we don't land on too steep a slope. So I can't resist. Let's do this again. Oh yeah, we are slowing down fast. We're now only going 1.5 kilometers per second. We're coming through the very soupy parts of the atmosphere now. If there was a Kerbal in there, they would be experiencing 2.5 Gs of force. Career. Very cool. So yeah, I do like the having to deal with the budget, but science mode has its appeal as well. Science mode was... career mode wasn't a thing when I started playing this. It was just science mode or sandbox. Alright. 2.5 Gs isn't that bad. Yeah, especially not for reentry. 4, even 5 is not unheard of. And there we go. The parachute deployed automatically as it became safe. Let's turn off our reaction wheels. There we go. You've been through mission space. That's 2.5. Interesting. I have not experienced something like that. That would be fascinating. I watched Scott Manley got to do the whole 0G experience in an airplane, and so yeah, when we get to 1 kilometer above the surface, it will fully deploy. Right now it's just giving us extra drag. But yeah, so they have to go up and down in that plane in little hops. So they get a few, like 30 seconds or so of 0G, and then they experience a minute or so of extra G, and I think it's about 2.5 as well. Okay, slowing down, and yeah, we're going down right on a slope. So we're going to engage the reaction wheels again. Hopefully that will keep us stable. We don't want to lose this thing. There's no one aboard, but we want to inspect this and see what went wrong. Vomit comet. Yep, it was the vomit comet. All right, and recover vessel. We did it! If only Kaylee had been so lucky, but nope, she died. As I keep mentioning. All right, yes, and we earned even a little bit of science, 2.5 science. And we got 1,300 funds from the parts that we recovered. More importantly, we satisfied a contract parameter. Yep, we saved Issa Kerman, we obtained Issa's scrap, and we recovered Issa's scrap on Kerman. The only thing left is to recover Issa Kerman on Kerbin. So Issa and Pee-wee Kerman are both aboard, and so we just need to recover one more and bring them all home. And so we're going to do that next time, because this is very good timing for an end. And what's our world first milestone here? Atmospheric flight above Eve. Okay, so it wasn't all for nothing. We got a little bit of money and a tiny bit of science. Very good. Yeah, we have 484.7 science. What can we do with that? And do we want to? Yeah, 550 is the tier that we're looking at the most. We can afford specialized control, which gives us another monopropellant tank, Werner engines, which are for attitude control, another reaction wheel, avionics hub. I'm not very excited about any of those parts. We're definitely going to unlock this at some point, but it doesn't even unlock anything else. Unmanned tech we can get. Might be worthwhile because that gives us a couple new probe cores. Some modded cameras. So basically the probe cores. Heavy landing, that gives us an inflatable heat shield, which will be very helpful in places like Duna, so that's worth a consideration right there. Advanced Metalworks gives us an inflatable airlock, shielded docking port, and basically those are the exciting parts. So I think we're going to actually wait because if we go to the 550 tier, we can get giant fuel tanks, the biggest ones in the game. The ones that we launched today you thought were big. No, these ones are the huge ones. And this is some structural parts to go with it. More engines, more science. Yeah, we're going to hold on to this. We can almost afford something here in this tier. So yeah, that's what we're going to wait for. So let's do a quick review and see what is coming up. Next time we'll have a launch. We are right at a launch window to launch our next thing to the space station. So we're going to try a modified version of today's refuel mission. I'm going to work on that between streams, and then we'll test it next week. No, we won't test it next week, because next week is not going to be Kerbal Space Program. It's going to be an extra stream weekend for the first craft. So I'm going to do this right here. If you happen to be here and you are not in the first craft fan community on Discord, you're definitely missing out. We even have a community Minecraft SMP that we've started, and we've got a few people starting up on there, and it's only going to grow, and it's in it for the long haul. And yeah, so you're definitely gonna want to check that out. But yeah, so 2 weeks from now, then we'll review what we did today. We'll be checking in with our Dres probe. We'll be launching to Moho, checking in with our existing Moho probe, and some other rescue missions as well. So yeah, we're gonna catch up on the rescues next week, or next stream. So yeah, I'll see you guys then. And on Monday we'll be doing some more first craft. Let's see who is live now that we can raid. Looks like we got some Minecrafters that I know. Let's see. Getting a bigger list on my phone here than is offered in stream or in OBS. Let's see. We got yeah, we've got so Tiger Duck. We've rated him before. He's playing Kerbal Space Program. He's playing the Realism Overhaul set of mods. So he's actually launching probably from Earth, and very realistic. This is brutal. This is hardcore Kerbal Space Program here. Want to wait for me, says Kit. I mean, maybe. Oh, Burke, I need to change the raid command so that you can do it. Let's do it right now. There's the raid message right there. If you're subscribed, copy the whole thing. Otherwise, just copy the part in the middle. I'm thinking about splitting that one too. And yeah, thank you for being here, Burke. Always a pleasure. Let's raid Tiger Duck. And I'm starting that right now, so we'll be in the countdown. And yeah, I'll see you guys Monday for first craft, Wednesday for possibly the finale of Overload. We'll see. And next week for more first craft. All right. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.